This is one of the simplest breakfasts you're ever going to make, and I love it for that. You're just going to start with some refrigerator cinnamon rolls. Super easy. I love using these in so many of my recipes just because I love that pop when the cylinder opens. Yep, sure do. There she is. It's just so easy to use these. I love them. You can find them in any grocer's refrigerator department, and you just take them home and do a million different things with them. These, the crescent rolls, the biscuits, ooh, I love them. Now you're going to take out all your cinnamon rolls and make sure you save that sugar glaze. They always come with that packet of the icing that you've got in the bottom of the cylinder. Hold on to it. Now we're going to cut each one of these into quarters. You've seen me do this 100 times with the biscuits, with all of it. And all we're going to do is literally just cut all these into quarters and cover the bottom of this pan. Now, the recipe that I use calls for the 9x13, but we're doing it for just a little bit smaller gathering today. So what I'm doing is using this square pan. It's a 9-inch square. And we just cut them up. Cut them into quarters, cover the entire bottom of your pan. Now, if you use the great big ones, they'll cover the bottom a lot better than this one did. I had to do a little shifting. But we're going to fill those little spaces pretty quick and easy. Because next, we're going to be using some heavy whipping cream. Yup. Because just in case you didn't get enough flavor and calorie, we're going to throw this all over the top of it just to make sure it's got that richness. Oh, I love it. Yes, please. Now, I didn't measure it out. I just poured enough to cover the bottom of the pan, make sure that all those spaces were filled. And then the third and final ingredient, cherry pie filling. Super easy. Oh my goodness. And I just love this because the tart of the cherry is going to offset a little bit of that sweetness that we've got in both the cinnamon rolls and in that heavy whipping cream. But you still got that richness of flavor. We don't sacrifice any flavor, we just make sure it's well balanced. Right? Now then, I've already set the oven to 375, and we're just going to pop this in there for about 25 minutes. Keep an eye on it because there's so much liquid in the pan. Sometimes it may cook just a little bit faster. And look at that beautiful. Oh my goodness. So quick and easy to prepare. And then it's out in no time. Hey, and remember that little packet of icing we talked about earlier? There she is. You just cut that nipple off, give her a squeeze, and glaze the entire top with this beautiful breakfast dessert. Oh my gosh. A chunk of this on a pretty plate with a good fork and a hot cup of coffee, you are set and ready for whatever life's ready to throw at you. Squeeze every last drop out of that. Don't waste a bit of that icing. You know how good it is. Eat up. As I have figured out a way to make the most wonderful chocolate pie. First, we start with Hershey's cocoa. We're going to need 3.5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now, I got the special dark because I like it just dark and evil. So there we go. There's our half. See that? Yeah, exactly. You just put it right down in the bowl. Now then, on top of that, we're going to put 1.25 cups of granulated sugar. Now, I've got an 1/8 cup scoop, so I know that is 1.25 cups. So we're going to go ahead and put that down there on top of it. Now, I have deleted the part where I messed up and used the wrong implement to try to stir up the sugar and the cocoa mix. So y'all don't get to see me throw it all over the kitchen. So I just picked up a whisk instead and very gently put these two dry ingredients together because we want to make sure that those are really nice and blended before we start adding in our wet ingredients, okay? Look how nicely that comes together. That is so pretty. I just did not realize that it would come together to make such a beautiful mix like that. I've seen cake mix and that sort of thing, pudding mix in the packet all the time, but I never thought I'd be able to just do it right here in my bowl in my own kitchen. Now then, evaporated milk, not to be confused with condensed milk, okay? We're going to put 5 ounces of that into this. Exactly. So that's going to add a little bit of wet ingredient to it. Great. Now then, we've also got a couple more wet ingredients to add. We've got 2 eggs. These are large eggs, not jumbos or nothing. We've got just regular, normal-sized eggs going in. 1 and a 2. There we go. Great. And now we have 1/4 cup of butter melted. Now, I didn't get it melted all the way, but that's okay. We're going to be able to stir it up pretty good here in just a second. It's super, super soft. I usually keep mine at room temperature and just microwave it a little bit, like 15 to 20 seconds if I need to get it seriously melted. And I'm just going to mix these ingredients together, the wet with the dry, and that's going to give us our pie filling, okay? Now, continue to scrape the bottom of the bowl, all right? Because if you don't, we're going to have those little pockets of dry ingredient there at the bottom. I'm almost always going to have some. That's just the way that goes. I don't know what it is. I keep trying and trying and trying. But eventually, it will get all blended together, all mixed up. But see, if you can see where it starts to like stripe there closer to the bowl, you can literally see some of those dry ingredients that are stuck on the bottom. So continue to blend this, whisk it just as well as you can, taking every opportunity to sort of like scrape the bottom of the bowl to get those dry ingredients blended into all the wet. Oh, look how beautiful and rich that is. It's getting darker and creamier. Now, if it feels a little bit thin, don't worry about that. It will definitely harden during the baking process. Speaking of, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit because it's going to take us no time at all to whip this up, but it's going to take us nearly an hour to bake it, okay? The good news is it smells like heaven while it's in the oven. Even though you do have to wait a while, it's worth every minute just for the way the house smells. Oh, here we go. Again, make sure you get as much as you can off the bottom of the bowl because nobody likes hitting those little powdery pockets. Here we go. Beautiful. I'm going to set that aside while I bring our pie crust here to the center stage. Now, I've put this one in a glass pie dish just to be extra, get a little extra support because the pie filling itself is very, very heavy. We're using Bama Roll Tide. You're welcome. Found these at the store on sale, so I grabbed a few of them. And now we're just going to take our pie filling and pour it right in. Super easy, no problem at all. Be very gentle with this. Don't get in a hurry for it. It'll splatter, and that is no fun, okay? It really is not enjoyable to watch or be a part of. But as you continue to sort of like scrape the bowl, see, I told you. I'm going to get those little powdery pockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and scrape the rest of it down into here. And I'm going to take a spoon, and I'm just going to mix it in because that's all you can do for it, okay? Get that little bit off the side because I don't want it burning while it's in the oven. And then we'll go ahead and load her up. Gently. Keep the balance. Don't spill nothing, okay? 55 minutes later, look at that beautiful goodness. Oh, my God. It looks like a big old brownie, but even better. And what I'm going to do is take some sliced strawberries to kind of decorate the top. Now, you can put anything on it. You can put shaved chocolate. You can put these strawberries. You can do whipped topping. Some folks love to do just like a ganache. They'll put like even maybe a cooked icing on the top of it. But because this is chocolate pie, I don't want to go that crazy with it. I just want to put some really pretty fresh berries on the top. Make sure we keep it nice and light, especially now that the weather's getting so hot, okay? Careful with that, okay? Now, you have to put these on there pretty quickly because your berries will get soggy relatively quickly, so get those on as quickly as you can. Beautiful. We got ourselves a star in the middle. And we're going to put a few inverted points all the way around. There we go. Two more. One. And two. Perfect. Man, I love it. Ooh, I can't wait. Eat up, y'all. Enjoy.